Can I make a fully functional business making these in just one day and a profit with just one machine that's in this box? We'll find out in this video. Now, as we have two YouTube channels, and one of them's got 219,000 subscribers at this very moment, we do get offered a lot of equipment, but we try to do as research and make sure we only accept the quality equipment. We also try to make sure that it's actually going to be genuinely useful and not just something that's going to sit as an ornament in the background. And this is the OMTech Turbo 747, and the reviews that we've seen are genuinely good. It's a 70 watt CO2 laser with a bed size of 700 by 400. So it's quite capable of handling medium-sized cuts and up to 12mm plywood. Now, if it lives up to all the height, this should be a useful piece of kit. But first thing to do was unpack it, get it into position and get it installed. One thing we won't be doing is going over all the specs, how to set this up and everything like that, because there's loads of videos out there that'll show you how to do that. We're just going to grab some wood, chuck it in and see what happens, and hopefully make something that we might be able to sell. The first thing we're going to have a crack at is this clock that we found on Etsy. Now this is a multi-layered piece, 8 layers to it all together, and for only £4.34. Now these are good sellers, so surely we should be able to make some money with this. We're going to load it with some of our cheap ply that we'll give a quick sand to, and we're going to load the maximum size it can handle, which is 400 by 700. I think this is a tiny little bit bigger, but it'll still fit on the bed. Right, what we are doing is we've selected the cut selected graphics toggle. So we can leave all the rest of the graphics on the screen, but it'll only cut out the bits we've selected. This bit should be fairly easy because it's just a circle and a square, so fingers crossed it'll cut it out nicely. I forgot to put the air on. Right, that cut out perfect. Now there's a little bit of charring on the edges, as you can see, but the only negative thing you could say about this is where it's on the honeycomb, it actually leaves little marks on the edge, but this is the side that we'll be using, so no biggie. Now with that amount of charring, I think we can probably run the next one a little bit quicker, and it looks like we're going to be able to get 2 out of this sheet. Right, so that looks very impressive, but will it come out? Now, the first one took us about 1.5 minutes. This one took us about 8.5 minutes, but I didn't change the speed setting just yet because I want to see how it does on detailed sections and small sections cutting out first. The next one, we're going to crank the speed up a little bit. That is it. Now, I got me pointy stick to kind of poke them out, but nothing really needed poking out. Now, the only casualty taking it out was this, and that is because the quality of my plyboard. There was a little kind of a like defect here, and when I've taken it out, it sprung open, but I can just plonk that in somewhere and just cut another one, which I'll do next. Looking at the pattern, you don't actually need this bit, so I don't need to reprint that again. That's scrap. So what we're going to do next is we're going to print 2, and we're going to speed it up a little bit so it prints it or cuts it out faster. Right, as I say, with the charring, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the speed setting. It's at 11 at the moment. Let's pop it on 20, see what happens. Speeding it up definitely makes a difference. For both of them, it was literally 14 minutes and 27 seconds. Really quick. Let's hope, fingers crossed, that it comes out. Otherwise, we're going to have to spend more time trimming it. That is incredible. Look at them. Absolutely superb. And everything, apart from one tiny bit, just dropped out. Crazy. Because we're leaving the others on the screen, we're actually, all we're doing is the ones we've done, we're deleting them, zooming back out, highlighting 2 more, dragging them onto there, pressing print. Again, just so uneventful. Just put it in, made it a little bit faster, even faster this time, and I still think it's cut out. And I just left it to it. Absolutely superb. No bits dropping out, going to the side, because it's got the honeycomb centre in it, so it kept everything in place. Now this is 3mm, well 3.2mm plyboard, and it's it's a packing board, so we do get a few errors, a few issues with the delaminating and things like that, but as long as we get a good one, it's very cheap, we end up with a good product. Let's see if it comes out, because I did speed it up. Right, that is impressive. I mean, that literally took 10 minutes to cut and about the same to engrave the letters around the side, because obviously engraving is a little bit slow. You have to char the surface as opposed to anything else. So it does it a little bit quicker but at a lower speed, but the lines are really tight together. So, but that, even though I sped it up a little bit again, it looks like it's cut out absolutely perfect. Let's pop it out, see what it looks like. Right, that's going to look really, really funky. Now, it's not lined up and it's definitely not coloured or glued, so we're just going to use wood for this one. We will be making more of these, slightly different styles, and we're going to add colour later, but this one, I do have somebody interested and we're going to do it in wood. Now, it'll need a little bit of a rub where these are to get the sotting off, but apart from that, I think we could just colour it up. Now, obviously these are just to hold the clock in the back. Apart from this front one, none of these are visible, so we're not going to do those, but we are going to do that one. We're going to do that one the same colour that we do this one. And then kind of like, I think the backing we're going to do dark, and then we'll bring them lighter as we come forward. Or lighter and darker. Don't know. Now colouring them up took about 21 minutes, but these are just the base colours. We are going to do something with them again, but we're going to let this dry first, then we're going to do something else, put a little bit more colour on there, then glue them together. While that's drying, we're not going to let all this space go to waste. We're going to cut some nice little tea light holders in there as well. Fantastic sellers, absolutely fly out, absolutely superb. So we should get a few out of that, out of all these little bits we've made. Well, that was quick. That was literally 12 minutes. They are literally all just dropping out. But I guess with them being that tight, I'm going to poke them out. Right, so while they're drying, we're just going to put a little bit more colour on these ones. And while I was painting them, I cut 2 more tea light lanterns. While that's cutting, what we're going to do is we're going to glue this clock together. We're going to use super glue, and we're going to put the clock mechanism in there as well. Now the centre's glued in separately, so we're going to do this bit first and then move on to the actual outside of the clock. Now, apart from me actually buying the wrong clock hands, this was actually one I bought off of eBay for about £2. And I didn't realise the clock hand, and they came through a little bit bent. This works really well. I mean, we need clock hands about this big, and we've got ones this big, so it don't work as a clock, but the mechanism's in there. All we need to do is buy some 2TP clock hands and stick them on instead. Now this, I think, has turned out absolutely fantastic. And this, while we've been making other things as well. While I was trying to think of the next project to do, I thought I may as well prep the boards ready for it. Now I have chose something, but I'm not sure of the sizing. But it only sells for £10.92, and with that kind of margin on a big piece like this, we should make some good profit. So what we're going to do is we're going to load the most complicated one, the one with the finest detail, and see if it works. If it doesn't, choose something else. I really don't know what to say apart from wow. Now, the detail on this is absolutely incredible. Now, we've no idea if this is going to work until we start like popping all those pieces out, because some of them are absolutely tiny. The detail is absolutely incredible. What we need to do is get this out, start poking all those bits out, and then make the decision whether this is going to work or not. Fingers crossed it will, because that looks absolutely superb. Wow. Now that took us 58 minutes. So hence I'm hoping why it'll work, because otherwise it's an hour lost. But I think this is a 6 or 7 layer design, so this could potentially take a full day to make. So again, you have to weigh up the pros and cons of the time against money. Time versus money. Let's jot that down. Now I've cleared out about 1/4 of it, apart from this bit here, and it's a little bit time consuming. It's probably taken me 10 minutes to do this, so you're looking at another 40 minutes to clear this out. Now that's nearly the cut time of this, and with this 1/4 here, I think this is going to work even at this size, because this is meant for a big one. But I think with the detail that this can cut, this pattern is going to work. So rather than just sat here and laboriously popping them out, I'm going to actually start the next cut while I do that. That didn't take as long as I thought it would, believe it or not, but while that's cutting, what we're going to do is we're going to glue the little lanterns together. Let's have a look how that one did. Not quite as complicated, so that one only took 34 minutes. Now the next piece wasn't quite as detailed, but I tried to zoom in to show you the smaller parts. But even when I zoomed in, the smaller parts were still small. So we're sailing through these. Let's chuck the next one in. Now, because they're trouble free, I'm expecting something to go wrong. But there is nothing going wrong. Now, because we started at layer number 4, which was quite complicated, and then we went backwards to 3, 2, 1, which got a bit simpler, we're now going to do layer 5, which is way more complicated, and it's going to get not more complicated, but it's going to stay just as complicated, but it's going to get finer. So they're going to take longer, but there's also the possibility that they can fail, because if things break when things are really, really thin, you have to just start again. Right, so kind of messed up then. Not in a big way. Started cutting, I'd only highlighted the border, didn't see. So it started just cutting the border out, but I realised in time I managed to stop the border. What it'll do now, if I highlight it all, it'll start cutting everything, and then it'll cut the border again, so it'll just cut over that line it's already cut. Now that took 1 hour and 22 minutes, but wow, that is absolutely incredible. Now I'm not kidding when I say this detail is so fine. That is, I mean, look at those. That is absolutely superb. Now, I was almost convinced that when we scaled this down, because this is supposed to be a piece like this, 1000 by 800 I think it is, we've scaled it down to 400 high, and the detail on it is absolute. Whether it works when we multi-layer it up, I don't know, but at the moment the single pieces like that look incredible. I am absolutely flabbergasted. I did crank this up a little bit in power, literally just because I thought if it doesn't cut a lot of them out, that's going to be a lot of time spent. Now, because we've done that, when I've lifted that up, I see one in this corner. Now 2, 3. Oh, here we go. Now 3. And I bet that's just dropped out. There's probably about 10 on it here, but a quick poke and they're all just dropping out. Fantastic. Let's get them poked out and let's get the other one in. Now, I keep saying this, but it keeps amazing me. The detail is incredible. I bet this would look absolutely fantastic in a big piece, you know. Absolutely superb. It's a shame we haven't got a bed 4 times as big as this. We could make some massive pieces with this, massive and detailed. Now that took 1 hour and 18 minutes. Now, there's only a few to poke out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck the next one in straight away and get this one poked out and get them all rattled off. While they're cutting out, what we're going to do is we're going to get these coloured up and figure out how we're going to glue these together, because the roller trick won't work because it's too fine. I don't know what we're going to do yet. I have got some ideas. One of it is actually this spray glue, but I don't know how that'll work. So the first thing we need to do is colour it up. Now I want the top layer to be, because it's going to be a thin frame, I want that to be dark. Now we're doing these all wood, kind of like wood stain colours. And we've got 3 wood stains, but I also want, like, I've got a stone colour as well in some of the ones that show through pretty well. I think it's going to be this layer here, just under this layer, because that shows through really well. So if we make that layer kind of like a stone colour, it'll look like stone and wood, don't know, maybe. So all we need to do is we need to get all the colours over here that we're going to use, some paper on this bench, and have a look what we can do. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is actually a restoration company, classic cars and bespoke custom builds. So we have a body shop in the corner and just about every piece of fabricating equipment you can ever dream of. Now this is from the paint stores. This is a roll of brown paper and it goes forever, and they only cost about 18 quid for a massive roll, and it will last you forever. Definitely worth getting. Good for lining tables so you can stay in them. Now, we don't want to overcrowd this with colours, so what we're going to use again is our standard oak. We've got a dark oak and we've got ebony. Now we've used these on quite a few projects, so they are worth the weight in gold, these little pots. And to do some highlight layers, I'm going to use some of this stone grey. Now I want to use it fairly lightly because I want to make the wood a little bit lighter, but I want to keep that grain just like the wood stains are going to do as well. So first we have to calculate, because we want the ebony on the top layer, we want the dark oak on the layer below, and the oak on the layer below that, but then we need to work out the rest of the layers from there on. Now the next layer down is quite visible, it shows through, so I'm going to do that with the stone colour, so it should be fairly bright. Now because those two layers are bang next to each other, fingers crossed, that should make a nice contrast mid-level. Right, before we jump onto the last one, I've just heard the laser beat, the OMTech, so I know that layer's cut, so we'll go and pop the other layer in. Right, I've kind of mentioned this in previous videos. If you're going for something like this, you can see it's patchy, but that's okay as long as it's covered and as long as it's evenly patchy, so it's not dark on this side and light on this side. It's kind of patchy everywhere, a little bit like clouds. It's fine, because it gives it a kind of a natural look when other pieces are laid on top. Now that took just 45 minutes, sorry, 42 minutes. So that was really quick. So fingers crossed, the next one's going to be even faster because that's the last layer. Now that is 8 layers straight, no dramas, no fails, apart from occasionally me forgetting to put the air on. And it has cut that 3mm, 3.2mm ply out absolutely spot on every layer, and it's very detailed. It's a very complicated part. Superb. Very, very delicate, and that bit, I mean, there was a lot of distance to travel for that laser, but it still only took 8 minutes. This absolutely fantastic and so delicate and absolutely perfect. Now we've only got these 2 layers to finish colouring up, and then we've got to figure out how we're going to glue them together. No idea. Right, I've had a bit of an idea with this Gorilla Contact Adhesive. Now, when you spray this on, if you just spray it directly onto a piece, it leaves stringy bits everywhere. So we can't use that method, but what we can do is, I can try, I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to spray it on a piece of paper, and we're almost going to, not a pool, but we're going to make the paper wet. And then we're going to lay our piece onto it, lift it up, and then pop it on top of the previous piece, pop a few weights on it while we glue the other one up, and then just keep going like that until they're done. Now, this does dry clear. It says on the tin anyway, it says crystal clear. But I don't know if it's going to work. This is just a tester, but it's better than other alternatives that are far more expensive. I mean, even if we use this can up, it's still just 12 quid, which when we paid 8 quid for the wood, all the wood we've used, not a great deal of costs. See how it works. Now hopefully that's going to pick the glue up. That's if it don't actually stick it. That has actually worked. Fingers crossed we can carry on using this piece. Need to find number 3. Now that is definitely working, because I can hardly peel them apart. But I think we need to change this paper probably each time, because it wanted to stick, the glue wanted to stick to the paper, not the piece, because it's now too sticky. Just chuck another piece on there. Now you can see how well this is working, because it's peeling the glue off of the paper. I think this is our new way of gluing stuff together. Now that gluing worked absolutely brilliantly, and I think the colours have worked as well. Now I think that turned out absolutely fantastic. This is definitely saleable quality. Now how much will we get for it? I don't know, 170 to 200 £200? Let me know in the comments, but we're going to mark it up as £200, 180 in between. Now the clock, although we got the wrong hands on it, turned out really nice, and I think we can probably sell this for about 120 to 150 £150. Now the lanterns, we did three of them. It survived. We did 4 of them and 5 minutes, because that's how long it took us to colour them and glue them together, because we did it in between everything. So then we're going to probably sell them for £10 a piece. And just to show you, you can do things in the background as well as doing everything else. A 3D printer, you can buy one for about 300 quid, and this I printed, it took me 2 minutes to send it to the printer. I downloaded the file straight off of Printables because it's a Prusa printer. We printed that out. I'm selling that for £10. So, going by my notes, this was 7 hours. This was 2 hours, and these were minutes because we did them in between everything. Now, if I'd have managed my time a little bit better, I'd have glued this together while I was cutting the first parts of this. Now, I have a full-time job, so I couldn't do that, but I could have glued that together while the first parts of this was cutting. So I think this represents a full 8-hour day's work. Now, if we went for £200 for the multi-layered piece, 150 for the clock, and £10 for each one of the items, that works out at £300 altogether. £300 for an 8-hour day. Now obviously there was a bit of drying time, a bit of glue time in between, so you'd have to spread that out between 2 days. So you'd have to do double this work within 2 days, so some was drying while you was cutting the others. But initially this is 8 hours work for £300. Now the big question was, can you make a profitable business from just one piece of mid-range equipment? Now all I've used today, apart from the 3D printer, but we'll ignore that, is the OMTech Turbo 747 70 watt CO2 laser. Everything else is just basic tools that you have in your shed. And I have made £300 in 8 hours. So you most definitely can make a profitable business out of just one machine. Obviously there's other costs, like you have to purchase the machine, running costs, repair costs and things like that. But if you're making serious money, when you factor them in, you're still making a profit. The only thing that's stopping you now is selling them. But that's for you to find out. Now, in the interest of transparency, OMTech did send us this Turbo 747 70 watt CO2 laser, but they didn't pay me for this video, and I insisted I was going to tell the truth. Everything that went wrong and everything that went right. Now, to be truthful, nothing went wrong. It was very straightforward and it worked almost straight out of the box. The only thing I had to do was connect it to Lightburn, and you don't even have to do that because it comes with its own software. You'll more than likely continue to see this on the channel, and you'll continue to see what it does right and what it does wrong. But if you're convinced already, like I am, don't forget to check the link out in the description below. If you've enjoyed the video, leave us a like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel. And we will see you in the next one.